Well, when you look at the composition of the Chinese legislature, people come from all walks of life, all different provinces all over China. Some come from the Nongchuan, countryside. Some come from the cities. One of the great misunderstandings is that, oh, China's not a democracy. No, China's not a two-party system, but there are many democratic aspects and processes in China's constitution, in China's law, and in the way that the legislature governs. They have very specific ways, via surveys, for example, at the local level, to solicit, to survey the citizens and ask, what do you need? What do you want? What are you happy about? They assess at the local level, at the municipal level, at the provincial level, and all of that information that they get from they ask the citizens, to say it in a simple way. They don't form policy by deciding what the billionaires need. They form policy by finding out from the citizens what they need, what the society needs. They form the policy, and that's the root of what these 5-year plans are. Some suggest, because it's a one-party system, that all of these things that are happening in Beijing are just rubber-stamped. And again, this is a terrible misunderstanding and a distortion of what's really going on. Because the 2 sessions, the actual execution at the final level here, where we are this week, of executing what is the 5-year plan, is something that actually began. The process began a long time ago. It's a rigorous and complex process that starts at the local level, finding out and what the government's officials' responsibility are at the local level, at the municipal level, at the provincial level. And that information and the policies that get formed, the priorities that get formed within the plan, that is a process that slowly boils upward. And then you finally have the big duan, the big finished stew, which contains all of those ingredients. And at the end, this needs to be ratified, certified, and executed. In that sense, we could say it gets rubber stamped, but we mean it in a good way. It gets approved. And then the best part, of course, is that China's so good at going ahead and doing it, getting it done. The obvious and distinct difference between Western democracy and the sense of democracy in the Chinese government system, and it's there. So many people don't understand that or don't want to let themselves understand and believe that, but it's there. However, they get hung up on the obvious, which is that, oh, it's a one-party system, therefore there's no democracy. And that's simply untrue. I have to say, the Chinese government is doing a superb job of taking care of the entire society. Look at the recent achievement in terms of the poverty alleviation, for example. In the West, there was a shift, and the shift is unfortunate because the democratic process, the system, regardless of the fact that it's a two-party system, because both parties are doing it, are really to the point where they've allowed the government to serve primarily the wealthy class and the corporate class and even the military, not the rest of society. And that is the root of the problems that we see in the West.